In the second letter Peter wrote, in the second chapter, we find some words that are very highly reflective and yet very affirming of what Jesus said in his Sermon on the Mount. 2 Peter chapter 2, verses 1 through 3. But false prophets will also arise among the people, just as there will also be false teachers among you, who will secretly introduce destructive heresies, even denying the master who bought them, bringing swift destruction upon themselves. And many will follow their sensuality, and because of them the way of truth will be maligned. And in their greed they will exploit you with false words. Their judgment from long ago is not idle, and their destruction is not asleep. He's referring to those who creep into the church with an agenda. And they come in and they distort the truth. They malign the truth so that they can get you to do what they want you to do. It says many will follow their sensuality. That's not just sexuality. That's all the five senses that people want to cater to because they don't live by the Spirit. And yes, we have to live through our five senses. That's not the issue. But we must put the Spirit of life in Christ first so that we know how to live through those five senses. And very easily, Jesus told us in his Sermon on the Mount, he said, there is a wide gate that many walk through, and they're led into that by these people who entice them and just kind of give them everything they want, and they entertain them and they bring them in. And what happens in the wide gate? It leads to destruction. Exactly what's going on here. Jesus said the gate to life, the pathway to life is narrow, and few are they that find it. Now, that doesn't mean we walk around and say, I'm one of the few. That's not how we do it. We pursue it individually, and we find who's with us on the journey. And usually it's not a big number. If you look at the Old Testament, you find there were two groups of Israelites that were Jewish in their religious activities. One was called the House of Israel, and it was the largest group, and it was kind of mechanical and kind of ritualistic and kind of, this is what we got to do when we got to do it. The other group was those who saw by the Spirit, and they were often referred to by the prophets as the remnant of Israel, the ones who really got it. And that's who Jesus says is in that narrow gate. And again, that's nothing to be prideful about. It's something to be thankful that God has shown you and drawn you that way to truth that is not maligned or is not distorted or is not put out in a way that it causes destruction. And truth will never cause destruction. It never will. And truth cannot be changed. You can try to warp it and bend it and snap it in two, but it always comes back to what it is. It's always the truth. And that's why when things happen around us in the world around us, the truth will always stand strong. We don't have to worry about it. We don't have to sit around and fuss and feud and argue. The truth will be the truth. And Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And we know that because he not only said that, but he lived it out in front of us.